Hello, my YouTube friend. It's 8:30. We're running late. We got to close the shop up, but it was just a really busy evening. We had a great day today for a Wednesday. We sold a ton. The store is kind of chaotic. I didn't get to the store until about 7:30, so half an hour after it was closed, but it was just really busy, so we just kept it going. Let me kind of show you the aftermath of the day. Okay, so this shelf, it looks like a few pops are pulled from there, 4 or 5 from the anime shelf. I think a little bit from that box, a little bit of the case, and yeah, we're just overloaded, so it's harder for people to look through. So when they do look through, they pull stuff off. So it's a giant mess in here. Got a lot of piles, but we sold just so many pops today, so it's okay to be a mess. I'll have to clean it out, but as long as things are selling, I don't mind the giant mess because it's good. It means we're selling and we're making some money, and that makes me happy. And then I'm hoping within a couple days we actually clear out, if we can sell enough to clear out the floor boxes in the next week or so, or maybe less than a week. If I could sell out everything on the floor, so about 300 pops total in the next like maybe through the weekend, I'll be happy, because then I'll be ready to buy another big collection of stuff. That's what I want to do. I started working over here. I'm actually looking for a couple things for my patrons, so I'm gonna have to put the rest of the stuff kind of up here. All right, let's do there. I'm grabbing, one of my friends wants me to make up like a speculator bundle each month for him, stuff I think is undervalued. So something like this, Luke Cage, he's currently 18. I know he's gonna be back in the MCU. Mike Coulter, I think that's how you say his name. He was a great Luke Cage. The show was okay. It wasn't my favorite, but this is the kind of thing that I think will have a big spike in value when he shows up in the MCU, whether in a show or in a movie. So that's, I'm gonna put in the speculation box. He basically said he wants me to make up like a $200 box a month just of things that I think are underappreciated or undervalued that will go up, and just so he can invest his money in a little bit in pops and other things. And I'm just going to do my best to grab things that I think aren't appreciated right now but have a lot of potential if a show or a movie comes out. So yeah, I'm down to 22 more mystery boxes. I think I can do about 6 more easily. That leaves me with about 15 that might just stick in limbo. So if you're one of my patrons and I haven't made a box for you, contact me. Like yesterday, John contacted me. He said he just wanted any cool sodas that he have. He made it really easy, so now I'm going to be able to finish this box tonight. So if you're one of my patrons and I owe you something, just contact me. Let's have a little bit of a conversation so I can figure out what you might want that I have in the shop. Because right now it's getting a little bit harder for me to find things on people's want lists because there's just not a lot there. I have one patron that wants only office pops, and I haven't been able to buy an office collection in a while, so it's a little bit hard. Oops, okay, I found an expensive pop stuck in the box there. Well, not too expensive, 35. I'll move that back over here. It is such a mess. I gotta get all this stuff properly put away. I can grab some of this anime stuff, put it up on the shelf here, and then you know, grab a few more. Oh, I'm knocking stuff over. Go there. Okay, so yeah, I might have to work on that. As of right now, my sleep schedule is still wacky. Like over the weekend, I was able to get up at noon, but I was so jet lagged I couldn't actually work, so I just did fun things. And basically based on that, I slept in, and today I woke up at like 6:37, so I'm waking up right in the middle of the store hours, so I'm gonna have to just cycle through. Tomorrow I'll probably wake up at like 7 or 8 or 9, 10, you know, basically work my way back to normal, and I'll try to stick with the normal schedule, but it is so hard. Just the way my brain works, it's near impossible for me. I don't even know what is going on here. I got pops here. This is sort of a more expensive one. I love it. Actually, I might need that for our patron. I'm gonna pull that. And then, okay, this can go here. This is pretty good. This is from the other side of the store. So someone brought it over, decided they didn't want it, and just left it there. Let's bring this over. This belongs right here. I haven't counted up how many pops have sold today, but our sales was almost a weekend level, which is amazing. Wednesday sometimes do that because during, you know, Monday, Tuesday, I buy a lot of stuff. So Wednesday is a great time when I have a lot of new selection to dig through. So I think a lot of people like to come in Wednesday to see what I put in, because usually Tuesdays are the days I try to do bigger collections. So not every week, but a lot of times Wednesdays are the day that there's just a whole bunch more to dig through. A lot of you guys ask me about how I started this business. It's been a lifelong journey, so I don't know if I can do that in one video unless I want to do like an hour-long video. So I thought maybe with each video coming up, I could spend 5 minutes and tell you a story. So part 1 is the first time I ever sold stuff. I was probably about 6 or 7 years old, and my mom and dad were going to have a garage sale. So my mom basically told me to go upstairs and grab anything that I didn't want anymore that we could put in the garage sale. So in my mind back then, I thought, awesome, I could sell my brother's stuff. So I went and I grabbed like childhood stuff, but like stuff that was my brother's, like Fisher Price toys. And one of the things I sold was a ukulele, like a wind-up thing from the early 70s that you would spin it and it would play a song. To me, it was just kid stuff. It was my brother's stuff, so I didn't care. I wasn't thinking about it. It was just things I didn't want. And so we put them out, probably 20 things in the sale, quarter a piece. And people were buying them. And it was fun. I made $2, I think. And I just thought it was the amazing thing that you could take old junk that you no longer want and you could turn it into money. So my brother came home from school that day, or he came home. I don't know if it must have been a weekend. So he's probably coming home from like a friend's house or something. And he saw someone walking with his ukulele toy, and he got really mad at me. He mentioned that for many, many years. I finally tracked one down for him, maybe like 8 years ago, and it cost me $75. But I got it for him because I wanted to give him one back, because it's always like a funny story, and I thought it would be fun to actually give him back the ukulele again. So that was my first selling experience, and I was hooked at that point. After that, I couldn't wait till my parents would have the yearly yard sale, and by the time I was like 12 or 13, I just started having them myself. I would set up, we had like a screen porch attached to our house, and I would actually set it up like a mini store. I'd have baseball cards, I would set up comic books, toys, old video games, anything I didn't want to get rid of. And I had a ton of fun doing it. At one point, I put my Nintendo games. So this was probably like 1990, 91 when I had a Super Nintendo. And so I remember I put my Nintendo games out for sale for maybe $5 a piece. And my mom got kind of upset at me. She's like, why are you selling these? Don't you still love them? But at that point, I wasn't playing with them. I had my fun with them. So I didn't really think about it. When you're a kid, like every year feels like eternity, right? So if I got a Nintendo game in 1988 and then sold it in like 1990, 2 years later, for a kid, that's like forever. Right? So, but in my mom's mind, she probably thought, I just paid $50 for these and now he's selling for $5. What a waste of money, right? That kind of mentality. But you don't really think about it, because as an adult, 2 years is like a flash, right? But as a kid, it felt forever, and I wanted to get something else. But what I did learn, and I do encourage my son to do, is sometimes you should sell your stuff just so you get used to getting rid of things you don't want anymore. You get some value out of it instead of just tossing it or donating it. And you can get other cool stuff. So my son, he's been selling stuff in the store since he was really little. At one point, he really loved selling. He would sell to people. He'd walk up and be like, do you want to buy this really cool? And he would pick out whatever toy he had, and he explained the benefits of it and stuff. And so people went out. He ended up, there's, I think, a day where he sold like $100 for this stuff. It was really cute watching like a 5-year-old sell to people, and people thought he was adorable, so they bought him. Now he's getting more attached to stuff, so he's having a harder time actually, selling it. But I always encourage, if he wants to get some money and he needs to get rid of some stuff, he can sell it. I think he sold all his childhood books, like the Dr. Seuss books and that kind of stuff. And he's made probably a couple $100s on that stuff. So it's actually, I think it was a profit, because I bought a lot of those in the shop as people traded them in, or I bought them online really cheap. So he got good value out of that. So that's part one of how I started this business. In the next video, I think I'll do another little story, expanding as I got older and how I sold and all that kind of stuff. All right, right now I'm moving over. As I organize, I'm also looking for stuff for my friend who wants the little, the package of things. Like Rogue is such a cool character. I feel like she's underappreciated, so I'm gonna pull that out. And as I go through the thing, I'm just gonna pull out stuff I think is cool and underappreciated. Oh, X23, no, she's already selling for a bit. Basically, I'm looking for stuff that's still $10 or $12, so the downside is not that low, because something that's already selling for $10 is not going to sell for much less than that. And just trying to get the upside. And I'm also looking, this Kitty Pryde is awesome. But yeah, I don't know, they didn't really do a good job with Kitty Pryde the first time. So I don't know. That's not one I think, I love Kitty Pryde, I think it should have value, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And just as I clean these up, I am looking for other stuff that I think I need for my patrons. And it's also, what's cool is sometimes when you go through stuff and you clean it up a little bit, you just get to see what you have, so that if people ask, I can kind of remember, because sometimes you just forget, because it's been a while since I've actually gone through everything. And it's nice to kind of see what's still available in the shop. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, this one is super dope. I'm gonna grab that one. I think that one is underappreciated. You know, some X-Men, like Professor X, has jumped in value because he's showing up in a movie. A lot of the other X-Men have not jumped. So I feel like if they show up in a future movie, they'll jump up in value as well. Like Mystique, I feel like they've done a lot of Mystique, and she's not the best version of Mystique. Alright, let's see what we got. I think, because they're working on an Ironheart show, I think all of her pops are still kind of not worth anything. So I'm going to grab those. Okay, I got Super Scroll. Yeah, I'm going to grab a Super Scroll, because if he ever shows up in one of the shows or movies, that'll be worth something too. Oh, I got another one. I'm going to grab a couple of those. Also underappreciated. Right now, it doesn't have value. Again, shows up in a movie or show, it'll have lots of value. Zombie Gambit. Even though he's a zombie version, again, I think Gambit is undervalued. Got. All right. This one's cool. That one goes in the file. I'm actually looking for a Luke Cage right now. Okay, let's keep moving these over. Like when I sort this stuff, like Punisher, I think is growing interest, so I'd kind of shuffle it so that the better stuff is front. One person mentioned on one of my videos that they didn't see people digging. I think on the time-lapse video, it was a lot of regulars, so they've already done the digging, so it wasn't as much digging. That's why it didn't look like this afterwards, because this is all new customers, mostly. But what I like to do is when I go through them, I kind of put stuff I think has more interest or value in the front, like a Spider-Man. That should be in the front. Someone will buy that. Whereas stretchy suit Hulk, no one cares about that one. Old school Iron Man, that one can go in the front. So I just kind of sort them based on how interesting or valuable or how fast they'll sell. I love Mystique, so I'll put her towards the front. These ones. So this is when I do a full shelf sort. I kind of just sort and I move stuff to the front that I think is just better. And then kind of the weaker stuff, like this stuff that I'm just stuck with, that it'll sell eventually, but right now it just sits in the shop. I'll just push that to the back. And then someone will eventually want them, or the value will eventually go up. And people will be like, oh, I want that one. Whereas, you know, Gamer Miles Morales is hot. Put him in the front. This one, not so much. This, oh, we have the iron. Like, this one should have been sold already. So that one goes in the front. Gorath can go in the back. You know, Doctor Strange moves this to the front. Let's move War Machine to the front, because he'll show up in something eventually. Some trailer or something. Back. You know, the chromes, they just sit around. Occasionally kids will buy them just because they're fun looking, but they're not the best. We just sold a young Gamora, so I'll move her to the front. Oh, and then we have a Star-Lord with the, you know, later in the year, the Christmas special. Interest in that will grow, so put that towards the front. Iron Man. Oh, Luke Cage. I'm going to put that again in the speculator box. Okay, and as I go through these shelves, this is all stuff that's for sale. You know, if you want to come in and shop, basically going through the shelves with you guys. Corresponds. Okay, we got Master Chief. He goes down. Then I got stuff down here that should go up. Punisher. Again, the Iron Hearts. I'm gonna grab those. Doctor Strange. I'm actually surprised these aren't going up yet. If someone wants to buy this from me for $10 plus shipping, so like so $15, I'll sign the box and ship it to you. You just let me know in the comments below and I'll hold it for you. Because that one, I will sign those. There's one pop I was going to sign. It's going to be that one. All right, I'm going to work on the rest of this tomorrow. Oh, and I got a couple, so a few people can grab those. I'm just tired. Even though I just woke up, I just don't feel like working right now. Gotta just adjust. I think it's one of those days where I gotta take it easy. I'm gonna grab another one of these. Like, because as soon as the Ironheart show comes out, even the event, like every single version, I think will jump right before the show will come out. I think they'll be like $20 to $50 pops. Iron Man in front. Yeah, this looks like there's better stuff mixed here. So this must have been like newer arrivals to the shop and not as much of the older stuff. So I gotta get, ooh, that one is dope. Love that one. I feel like that one's cool. I'm gonna put that in the speculator box too. Let's see what we can get. Ronin. See, Ronin's already had his day, so I don't think he'll do anything. But Dr. Doom isn't in the MCU yet, so I think there's a lot of potential for him. Ooh, Neymar. Yeah, speculator box. If he shows, I mean, he's supposed to show up in the Black Panther movie, so when that comes out, that'll be worth something. I feel like $12 is undervalued on that one. So is that his only pop? I think that's the only Submariner we have. I want to take this Venomized Doctor Strange. I'll put it right here, second row, because Tony Stark should be in the front. Do I have room on here? Yeah, I think I have room on that shelf. Okay. Oh, this one belongs in the front. Okay. All right. I'll get to this. I'll continue this tomorrow, I think. Okay. So it is late. I really need to close the shop. So I think I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.